Hello folks, Analog Goof here once again with something a little different. This is the recently released Xbox demo for Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning, a new RPG coming out early next month. Well, I figured I'd go ahead and give the demo a try and sort of give my 2 cents on it, as we're about to watch this wonderful little dwarf go totally fucking apeshit with a couple knives, so you can enjoy that. But anyways, this is really an interesting game. Sort of because of the pedigree of the people working on it. You have R.A. Salvatore, who is a famed fantasy author, though I know his work better for his contributions to the Star Wars Expanded Universe. I'm a total dweeb, I know. Todd McFarlane, an accomplished comic book artist best known for his work on Spawn. And probably a name you haven't heard before, Ken Ralston, who formerly worked with Bethesda, the guys who made the Elder Scrolls games and Fallout 3. He was actually the director, if I remember correctly, of Oblivion. So, in terms of like fantasy RPG kind of stuff, you know, this game has a lot going for it. I think a lot of people were expecting this to be sort of like, you know, a competitor almost to Skyrim, another big open-ended RPG kind of experience. And the one thing that differentiated itself right from the get-go when they first announced it was this emphasis more on like a sort of like action game feel to the combat and the exploration. So you still have a fairly open world, but you know the actual fighting mechanics are supposed to be more inspired by the likes of like God of War or Devil May Cry. So that's definitely an interesting direction to take with it. But after playing the demo, I almost think that maybe it's going to be one of those jack of all trades, but really master of none kind of thing. Because, I mean, when you play a game like Skyrim, and first of all, I think the first-person viewpoint adds a level of immersion to it, and also just the sheer openness of it. When you really gain control of your character, and you sort of look out into this open world and you realize you can go anywhere, you can do anything. That's a really cool moment. However, I'm getting the sense with this game, just from what I've played, this is sort of early on in the demo. It does open up a little bit at the end, where after you finish like the demo quest line, you get like 45 minutes just to run around in the sort of general area. But it's just that sensation of like going anywhere, doing anything isn't here. There's still a lot of openness, obviously, but it seems like it's much more funneled. I mean, it's not a total, complete open world. You know, there's much more of a linear flow to the game, for better or for worse. Now, of course, how that's going to play out in the long run, I don't know. I mean, obviously, the combat is more visceral than what you'd see in Skyrim, but I don't know how the sort of like customization elements that are just so amazing in Skyrim are going to transition over to this. I imagine they're going to be, you know, pretty good, but just overall the level of immersion just really doesn't seem to be there. However, there are benefits from the direction they're taking. It definitely has a bit more of a cinematic flair, and that, you know, when you're talking to somebody, the camera angle can shift. You can see their facial expressions are much better. Much more animated. Obviously, the more cartoony art style lends itself to be, you know, a little more out there, really. And of course, you know, Todd McFarlane is a great artist. Really, no way around that. So you can that definitely benefits the game. Like I said, just you get more dramatic camera angles and everything, and that definitely helps make it a different experience from Skyrim, obviously, and definitely good in its own right. And like this is a good example of sort of the cinematic benefit of this kind of game. Is, you know, this is like the kind of thing you would expect to see in God of War. Obviously, you're also saying that there's going to be a bit more blood in this game too. But all things considered, you know, don't think it's going to be quite the direction a lot of people were hoping it to be in terms of being an open-ended RPG. But you know, it's still going to offer a bit of freedom, obviously, and the action is definitely solid. I mean, it's not a better action game than Devil May Cry or God of War. It's not a better RPG than Skyrim or Mass Effect or something like that. At least from what I played so far. I don't know. The later game could be better. But I don't know. It's just, in the long run, I guess we'll have to see how these sort of two things mix together. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.